So if you think about it too, like a lot of young people are known for like being crash outs, or that's been like a fad. It's like young people being crash outs, but it's because when ideally younger individuals are beings who are like closer to the realm that they just came out of. That's why they tend to be more advanced, like, Gen X or something like that. Obviously it's Gen X because it's more advanced, and then you go on to the next generation and next generation, but it's always going to end up advancing at some point. Where there's probably a certain type of stifle in like growth is when there's a repeat of toxic societal norms that people have became accustomed to, that have influenced younger people, thus creating young crash outs who are reckless and don't do anything by the book, who go off and do things and think for themselves and all that. Even most of the young people who do kind of branch out and think for themselves, you have like levels to it. You have the reckless level of rebellion, which is like the young people who go off to be like crash out, like scammers or something like that, where they just kind of have figured out ways to maneuver in the system, but like abuse the system to work out for their benefit. And then you have probably like healthy sides of the spectrum, where it's like, okay, you have young entrepreneur considered like rebellious, maybe crash outs, but they're just probably on the spectrum of more so like street smart individuals who've like made their way like kind of that way. And then you have on the side of the spectrum where it's like, okay, they've combined the street smarts in the system and they just made their own businesses. And so you have the young entrepreneurs who kind of used the crash out energy and used basically like took the crash out energy, but still rebelled, in a sense, if we want to call it rebellion. I think is just like doing something different. So yeah, then you have like they not even necessarily say the young people in a sense, but just people who in general who develop a different level of intellectual property where they want to do these particular things. So yeah, or different type of levels to certain things, but it just depends on where everyone got their start, because everyone got their start somewhere different. Some people just had something or whatever and they just build off what they had. Some people feel like they came from nothing and made something out of nothing, or became entrepreneurs and stuff like that. But yeah,